This is gaming in. We are gaming in progress.
What is going on, guys? This is Devon with the Gaming in Progress, and we are back from Indy Pop Con. Obviously, we've been back from Indy Pop Con for a couple days, but I wanted to take the time to make a vlog and basically explain what's been going on since we got back. Now, we got back Sunday, late Sunday, and it's kind of been slow going since we got back. I mean, that was a couple days ago because it's Thursday, but I have been kind of just like unpacking and unwinding and stuff from the convention, and the others have too. They also have to work and stuff as well. I'm the only one who doesn't have a job or a life right now. But basically, I wanted to take the time to explain what's been going on, what's going to be going on, and stuff like that. Now, we did get a lot of stuff at PopCon. We got a lot of, we got Let's Plays done. We got we got interview footage done, and obviously we have tons of footage to go through for days 2 and 3. Now, day 2 should be going up Friday, which is tomorrow. Hopefully Ogre has everything edited together like he said he would, and it'll be up tomorrow. That being said, day 3 footage is supposed to be going up Monday. So that's the plan. Day 2 footage for PopCon will go up tomorrow, which is Friday, and then day 3 will go up Monday. Now, we also have Let's Plays. We recorded several Let's Plays from the convention floor as well. We did some with Jakester. We did some with random people just coming through the floor, and obviously we did some ourselves as well. So there's that. I have to find out where that actually is all being stored and who's putting that. We have to figure out who's putting that together and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's all stored on this laptop right here, because we were using my Elgato capture card to record Ogre's computer and the PS4 and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it's all here in this. I just got to go through, put it together and stuff like that. So you guys can expect that stuff rolling out sometime next week as well. Hopefully I'll have time to edit it and get it all together by next week. I wanted to also take the time to kind of talk a little bit about PopCon itself. PopCon was a lot of fun. It was a very different experience. It was a very interesting experience. Going as a vendor this year or an exhibitor, whichever term you want to use. Last year the term on the badges was exhibitor. This year the term on the badges is vendor. So I'm not really sure if there's any difference or whatever. A lot of awesome things that happened in PopCon were stuff like meeting people who had actually recognized who we are and what we did was really awesome. That was easily one of my favorite parts of PopCon this year, was the fact that there were people there who actually knew who we were and what the hell we did. And they were like, "Oh, I've seen you before," and I was like, "That was awesome." Jakester hung out at our booth pretty much the entire time, or like a lot of the time he was there, which was awesome. It was really good to see him again. It was really good to hang out with him again. It was also cool to meet Rex this year, because Rex Lego didn't go to PopCon last year, but he went this year, so it was really awesome to meet him as well. It was really cool watching Jake like meet more of his fans and stuff, because he had to kind of he ended up like directing his fans like, "I'm gonna be here, so you're probably gonna find me here at this booth, so come say hi and stuff," because he didn't have a booth this year. He didn't feel like getting one because last year he felt like having a booth was kind of a hindrance, and in some ways I actually agree with him, because I spent the majority of the time at the booth while Ogre and Aries were running around getting interviews or just wherever. And it can definitely be kind of annoying sometimes to be stuck at the booth when you want to go do this or that or the other thing. They do have people that will come and watch your booth for you, but to me, I wasn't worried about any of our stuff getting stolen. I don't think anybody would just walk by and see like a monitor and try and pick it up and walk off with it, or my laptop and try and walk off with it. Not that they could, because there was a Kensington lock on it, but still, I don't think anybody would have stolen our stuff. I mean, we were right next to 2 booths that pretty much always had people there, which was we had the Jaltoid booth to the left of us, and then we had the shit, I forget his name. We had another booth to the right of us too, and I can't remember his name for the life of me. It was a podcast though. Really nice guy. He was pretty much there the entire time, just sitting there hanging out and stuff. And then across from us, of course, we had Thousand Faces Cosplay, which was the two Borderlands guys and stuff. And being across from us, and we talked to them quite a bit, they pretty much knew who all was supposed to be there, I imagine, and who wasn't supposed to be there. So I'm pretty sure if we'd all left, and they'd seen somebody come by and try and take something, they would have been like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? But I wasn't worried about anybody taking any of our stuff. It's just, to me, it's important as a smaller channel to where people might not necessarily know who we are. It's important to have somebody there that can say, if somebody walks up and goes, oh, what is this? What do you guys do here? What do you guys do? What are you here for? Then you can sit there, or I can sit there and explain to them, we're gaming in progress, we do Let's Plays, gaming news, airsoft, video game skits, stuff like that. But without somebody there, all you have is the banner and the video that's playing. So that was that's something that we're gonna have to work on next year, because I mean, I don't want to get stuck at the booth the whole time next year. So we're gonna work out some sort of rotation to where it's gonna be where there's always gonna be at least one person there, but hopefully it's not always me that's there next year. I mean, I did get away for a little bit, but not nearly as much as I'd liked to. I wanted to do a lot of interviews and stuff myself. Another thing that was cool about PopCon was this thing right here. Is I picked myself up a Keyblade, and as a child, Kingdom Hearts was easily one of my favorite games growing up, along with stuff like Star Wars Battlefront 2. But Kingdom Hearts was, to me, Kingdom Hearts was my first fantasy game, I believe, that I played as a kid. I think it was a lot of people's too, and it's just a little foam, it's like a rubberized foam Keyblade. You can't hurt anybody with it, but I mean, it looks pretty good for being foam. I don't know how much it would have cost to make one of these, but it looks good. It's got all the right colors, and now all I need is the Oblivion Keyblade, and I have the two Keyblades, because as you know, in Kingdom Hearts 2, generally when you have the Oblivion Keyblade out, you're gonna have the Oathkeeper Keyblade out as well, because those were like the two I feel like heavily featured Keyblades in that game, because they were the Keyblades Roxas used, and then in Sora's final form, or whichever one of his forms, those were the ones he used as well. And if I'm getting this stuff slightly off here, forgive me. It's been God only knows how many years since I played Kingdom Hearts, but it was a lot of fun growing up playing that game. I love Kingdom Hearts, and I cannot wait for Kingdom Hearts 3. But finding a Keyblade there was really cool. I actually had found the Oathkeeper too as well. I didn't have enough money to get both though, and the Oathkeeper was more expensive, or the Oblivion Keyblade was more expensive, so I got the Oathkeeper instead. This is the Oathkeeper, the black one is the Oblivion. That was actually in Kingdom Hearts 1 as well, I believe. The Oathkeeper wasn't introduced, as far as I know, until Kingdom Hearts 2. So that was really cool, finding the Keyblade and stuff. Hanging out with Jake was cool. The G Fuel, I had never had G Fuel before PopCon this year. As you know, we are friends with Jake, and Jake's had like this G Fuel sponsorship forever. But I didn't have G Fuel before this year, and I had G Fuel, and I gotta say, it's really good. It felt good to drink. I noticed that it would perk me up and stuff, and it did stuff that you would expect of an energy drink. But I was still a little. One thing too that I thought was crazy is I was still a little sick from PopCon, or at PopCon. Like, my throat was still bothering me just a small amount. Like, there was still like a little bit of phlegm and stuff in it. So that was annoying for me. And then I started drinking G Fuel, and when I was drinking the G Fuel, it seemed to make it go away. So I don't know really, like, if that was just a coincidence or what, but I like G Fuel, and not just because of that. I like it because it tastes good too. I think the cup is kind of funny because, I mean, let's be honest here, it's kind of like a giant sippy cup. But I like G Fuel, and I'm looking forward to trying to get a sponsorship with G Fuel for Gaming in Progress ourselves. That way we have one as well, and Jake has his and stuff like that. So hopefully we can work that out. Definitely like G Fuel. Definitely recommend, if you haven't checked it out already, to check out G Fuel. Give it a try if you can get like one of those free samples or whatever. Like, they had so much of it at PopCon. Like, they had this big booth that had like all the flavors in like these giant containers that you could just pour and drink, and they even gave away like little free sample packets and stuff like that too. So definitely give it a try if you haven't already. It's very enjoyable to drink, very delicious in my opinion, and really easy to make. I mean, you just pour water in your cup, whether it's your G Fuel cup or whatever, and you pour the packet in and you shake it, and there you go. It's kind of like making Kool-Aid, really. It's like adult Kool-Aid is really what it is. But it's really good. So a couple things I was disappointed about PopCon though was the first one being I did not get to get the interviews I wanted to get done. Bob and Wade, as you know, came back this year, as well as the Completionist, and I was disappointed. I couldn't find the Completionist at all. Like, I don't know, like, I just couldn't find him. So that was a bit of a bummer to me, and I was really bummed I didn't get to talk with Gerard again this year. Like I did last year, because we did the interview with him last year, and that was really cool, and it was really cool to talk to him, and I was looking forward to doing it again this year. And I was also looking to interview Bob and Wade this year, because we got to talk to them last year, but I mean, with Mark and Jack and Bob and Wade last year was just so crazy and so hectic and stuff, and it was kind of like that this year as well, only with Bob and Wade. They were very busy, and they actually had somebody help them, like, they had like a guy who would help, like, they're supposed to be here or whatever, and he actually came up to me because I talked to Steph Raybro, and asked, listen, could you find out if they have, because he manages the Internet Alley at PopCon every year, I asked him, I was like, listen, if they have the time, could you find out if they would be willing to do an interview with us this year? And he said, okay, yeah, I'll see what I can find out and whatever. And so he talked to this other guy, and then this other guy ended up talking to me. I basically told him, if they have the free time and they want to do it, that's great. It'd be really awesome to do. If not, I'm not gonna be mad about it or anything. So it just didn't end up happening this year. So while I'm a little bummed about it, I'm not mad about it or anything. I totally understand. They're very big people compared to some of the other people who were there, and us especially. So I'm not mad about it. I'm not gonna say, oh, Bob and Wade are so phony or whatever. No. They're cool people. I actually got to talk to Wade for like a couple minutes before he left PopCon Sunday, which was cool, and hopefully we can get something set up for next year and we can do the interview then, because it's just awesome to talk to these people, you know. The only other thing, really, the only other person I didn't get to meet that I was disappointed about was Nathan Sharp. And Nathan Sharp, man, he drew a line that was like almost on par, I feel like, with Mark last year. Because I mean, he had, like, when he showed up Saturday, or was it Friday or Saturday? When he showed up at his booth, because he actually had his own booth, like, his line was massive. Like, he was put in the Internet Alley with the rest of us, but he was on like there was two big sections. Like, there was like this section in the Internet Alley that we were in, and then there was another one that were basically like a rectangle of tables. So two rectangles of tables, and he was on the other rectangle of tables. And when he showed up, his line stretched like all the way down that long rectangle and probably long ways past it. It was crazy. So I didn't get to meet him. That was a bummer. I gotta say, the after party was not really what I was expecting. Saturday night, they had an after party. You could get in before 10 or whatever, and when they were doing the Guitar Hero thing, and you could get in and hang out and stuff. Obviously, they had an area, like they had a separate area for like 21 and up and stuff, to where you would go back there and get your drinks and come back out or whatever. But the thing with the after party that bugged me is like they're like all they advertise like this person like Freddie Wong, Nathan Sharp, Bob, and Wade are gonna be like the moderator, panelists, whatever there. Freddie Wong was there for like some of the Guitar Hero thing. He played and then he kind of disappeared, and that was that. I didn't see anybody else come out at all and say anything. Maybe they did after I left, but they were in like their own little VIP area, like that was overlooking in the G Fuel Arena. And the only way you could get up there, it didn't matter if you were a vendor, it didn't matter if you had a press pass. The only way you could get up there is if you were a celebrity or if you were part of the event staff. And I thought that was like that was really disappointing to me. It was really stupid, especially even if you have a press pass, you can't get up there. I guess the reason they didn't allow press up there is like there were a lot of press this year. Like it seemed like they had a lot of people with press passes, and I don't even know if some of the people who had press passes did anything like press wise or not, but I think that might be why they didn't allow people with press passes up there. And there were a lot of vendors this year too, so I guess that's why they didn't allow those up there either. But it was still disappointing because I wanted to meet these people, you know, and I didn't, and hang out, and you know, and that's what I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like this thing where you meet where everybody gets to meet these people and hang out and have a good time at a party and stuff like that. And it was basically just like people were doing some stuff on stage, the Guitar Hero thing, and then the band played, and then there was this band that played. It was a good band. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a good band. But it was just like everybody sitting in the G Fuel Arena and drinking, basically, is what it felt like. Like there were some games going on, but they were extremely limited in like the whole gaming thing. And I think they even shut the video games off after a certain point, which didn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all to me. So that was disappointing. So Friday and Saturday were a lot of fun, except for the after party Saturday night. I feel like that was a disappointment, and I'm glad I left when I did. I feel like Sunday obviously was a casual day, the day where everything's going slower. Not as many people show up and stuff. That seems to be like a standard convention thing. Really, it's like Sunday is a chill day. Sunday is the day where you relax and you don't really have to worry about doing too much. So we packed up after a while Sunday and waited for Ogre to show up with the car because the line, apparently the line to get to the loading dock was crazy as shit and super backed up and stuff. So it took us a while to get our stuff into the car and then make the trip home. And you guys saw how the trip went home on our Facebook page. We ended up singing the Mulan song and stuff like that, so that was great. Overall, I had a really great time. It was definitely a learning experience for me, and I feel like it was a learning experience for the others as well. We're going to be better prepared next year, because I do plan to go back as vendors again next year. We're going to hopefully have even more cameras, like a wider variety of cameras, better like microphones for the cameras as well is something I want to try and look into getting, because Ogre just had like this kind of cheap condenser mic that went on the top of his camera. I don't think it cost a lot. I'm pretty sure it was just something he picked up like last minute. We're gonna make sure to have more money, obviously, so we can do whatever and spend whatever and not really have to worry about it. The hotel we stayed at was the Sheraton. The Sheraton was really nice. It was about a 10-minute walk from the convention center. Next year, though, if possible, depending on the situation, I might try and spring for the hotel that's actually connected to the convention center. I feel like that would be a better choice. That way it's just so much easier to go back and forth between the hotel and the convention center. So that's what's going on with that. I think that's pretty much everything I need to cover in this video, in this vlog. I have another vlog planned for something else that kind of related to PopCon, but not. So hopefully next week we can get everything going normally, get the flow back, resumed and stuff like that, and everything will be good. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this vlog. If you have, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of the day one footage we got. Let me know if you were at PopCon and what your favorite part of PopCon was and stuff like that. And if you stopped by our booth and said hey. So once again, hope you guys have enjoyed. And as always, this has been Devon with the Gaming in Progress, and I will see you guys in the next video.